Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to dive into a topic that's really close to my heart. The importance of setting healthy boundaries, especially when dealing with narcissists, narcissistic abuse, and toxic relationships. Now this really hits home for me, and I want to share my personal journey of learning to enforce boundaries and break free from those unhealthy patterns. So grab a comfy seat, maybe a cup of tea, and let's get into it. Looking back, I used to be someone who struggled a lot with setting boundaries. I was a yes person, always putting others before myself and trying to please everyone around me. I didn't want to rock the boat, upset anyone, so I ended up sacrificing my own well-being. It's like this. It's like I had this invisible sign that said, take advantage of me. Feel free. Just take advantage of me. And guess what? Narcissists have a keen radar for people like that. They can sense when someone has weak boundaries. They see it as an open invitation to manipulate, control, and exploit. I found myself in toxic relationships, toxic friendships, and even professional situations where I felt like I was walking on eggshells, constantly trying to avoid conflict and trying to keep everyone else happy. But in reality, I was the one who was suffering. One day, I had a wake-up call. Hello. I realized that by not setting healthy boundaries, I was allowing others to walk all over me. Okay? I felt drained, anxious, and lost in my own life. And that's when I decided enough was enough. I needed to reclaim my sense of self and learn to say no when it was necessary. Let me tell you, learning to enforce boundaries was not an overnight process. It was like flexing a muscle I had never used before. At first, I felt guilty for asserting myself and was worried about the reactions of others. But guess what? In time, I started noticing positive changes. People who respected my boundaries stayed around, and those who didn't, they eventually faded away for the most part. Now, sometimes you have people that are attached to you, and that is a whole nother ballpark in itself. But overall, for the most part, those that didn't want to respect the boundaries kind of faded out over time. Now, let's talk about narcissistic abuse. These folks have a way of making you doubt your own reality. They manipulate you into believing that your feelings and needs don't matter. They thrive on your lack of boundaries and will push them to the limit. My experience with narcissistic abuse was a turning point for me. It was painful, but it propelled me even further on my journey to boundary setting. Breaking free from toxic patterns was so empowering. I started surrounding myself with people who genuinely cared about my well-being and respected my boundaries. Now, it wasn't always easy, and there were setbacks along the way, but I kept reminding myself that I needed to be treated with kindness and respect. Nothing less. Kindness and respect. So what's wrong with having poor boundaries? It's a recipe for disaster, my friend. It opens the door to toxic relationships. It drains your energy, and it prevents you from living life on your own terms. I'm here to tell you that you have the power to change this narrative. Yes, you do. Start small. Practice saying no. And gradually begin to build your boundary setting muscles, okay? That's what we're doing. We building boundary setting muscles up over here. The mental and emotional well-being are definitely worth it. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me today on this personal journey of mine. If you struggle with boundaries or have your own stories to share, please do so in the comments below. Remember, you're not alone in this, and together we can learn and grow. And don't forget to hit that like button if this resonated with you. And do subscribe for more content on personal growth, self-care, and empowerment. Until next time, take care and keep those boundaries strong. Yeah, strong, good and strong. You got this. We got this. Come on. All right. Bye, y'all.